It's Thursday, December 26, 2024. I hope everybody had an incredible Christmas. God bless every one of you. Thanks for being here today. I really do appreciate it. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Share my videos all over the place. That being said, let's get into a few things here. I do want to respond to two or three comments really quick. There was two or three comments that commented on yesterday's video. If you haven't checked out yesterday's video, check it out. My good friend Elias is going to Las Vegas, taking his family there for New Year's. And a couple people said that all three of us are going there to gamble. This is very hypocritical. Let me clear the air here very quick, because these people obviously did not pay attention to the video. Number one, I'm not going to Vegas. Two, Enrique's not going to Vegas. The only person going to Vegas is Elias and his family. They're not going there to gamble. He was talking about being thrifty, going to Vegas, how they're packing their own lunches and their own dinners. They're going to cook their own dinners when they're in Vegas. But he's taking his whole family there to enjoy the New Year festivities. As far as Vegas goes, I go about every 2 years. I don't gamble. Nobody gambles. Enrique, Elias, nobody even gambles. I go to enjoy the swimming pools and the restaurants. And again, I only go about maybe every 2 years. In fact, Vegas is one of the places that really doesn't really interest me very much. I rarely go. But, you know, there's people out there thinking that we're all going to go there and gamble, and this is hypocritical. First off, if I wanted to go to Vegas and gamble, it wouldn't be hypocritical, because I can do it. I can afford to do it. And that's not to be braggadocious. I have zero debt. So if you have the ability to go buy a Lamborghini today, a Ferrari, if you go to Vegas and gamble $50,000 and it's not going to change your life one bit, God bless you. God bless you. I think there's better places to put your money. It's only hypocritical when you're a broke person going to Vegas and running up credit card debt to go and gamble and have a weekend vacation and telling other people not to do it. For the people out there that can afford to do it, how is that hypocritical? You have no debt, or you're making enough money, you can afford to do this and have a good time. God bless you. That's not hypocritical. Again, it's hypocritical when you're telling people not to get into debt, not to run up their credit cards, when you're actually getting into debt and running up your credit cards. I have zero debt. I rarely even use a credit card. So if I want to take a vacation, if I want to go to Vegas, I'll do what I want to do. But I choose not to even go to Vegas. It's not my thing. I really actually despise it. But you know, if somebody wants to take their family there for New Year's, their whole family who's never experienced it before, and they can afford to do it, well, God bless them. They can afford to do it. So I just want to be very clear here. Nobody's being a hypocrite. In fact, most of us aren't even going to Vegas. I'm not. Enrique's not. But God bless Elias. He can afford to take his family there and enjoy a nice New Year's vacation. He works hard. His wife works extremely hard. They have a beautiful family. So I just want to clear the air with that. Now, again, pay attention to the videos before you comment. Pay attention to what you're talking about. Pay attention to when you're calling somebody a hypocrite. How can you be a hypocrite when you have absolutely no debt and you're telling people not to get into debt? So to me, my passion is telling people, sharing with people not to get into debt. I don't know how that makes me a hypocrite. As a person who's paid off all his debt and plans to never get into debt, I don't know how that's hypocritical. I just think that the fewer bills you have, the less debt that you have, the more freedom you have, the healthier lifestyle you have. You're not stressed out, you sleep better, and live below your means. I live way below my means. That's why I'm able to just have as much freedom as I do, and I pray that you all do the same thing, and many of you have done it. 36% of Americans took on holiday debt this year, averaging $1,181 survey finds. This on CNBC this morning. Less than half of the people who took on debt expected to do so. 42% said that they had an interest rate on their credit card of 20% or higher. This is absolute insanity that people are running up credit card debt at 20+%, continuing to, buy Christmas gifts that, for people that probably don't even appreciate them, but taking on this amount of debt. And, at some point you just have to stop feeling sorry for people. People are going to get what they deserve. They're digging a deep hole they just believe that they're going to treat themselves. They've had a rough year, or they've worked too hard, and they're going to just have to blow off some steam and spend some money. And this is how people are getting themselves into very, very deep holes that they're not going to get themselves out of. And many people think that all the problems are going to be fixed in 2025. And I don't think that is going to happen. Be prepared for some very rough times, ladies and gentlemen. If you're racking up debt, you're not prepared for rough times, and you're gonna go through some real tribulations here, and it's because you've racked up so much debt. The people that rack up debt are not going to be able to take advantage of the sales. They're not going to sleep at night. They're not going to be able to take care of their kids. They're not going to put food on the table. They're going to fall behind on rent, mortgages, car payments, because they just thought that it was therapeutic to go out and spend even more money and to get deeper into debt. Wolfstreet.com. A lot of new completed single-family houses for sale. Spikes to highest since 2007. Prices dropped to lowest since 2021. Very interesting what's happening with these home builders. Lennar shocked the market by saying it will address this situation with further price cuts. Its average price to drop by 16% from the peak to drop by 16% from the peak of 2022. Unsold inventory of completed new homes spikes by 57% year over year here in America. That is a lot of homes. Home builders are trying to find buyers for these completed spec homes by piling on incentives, including costly mortgage rate buy downs and by cutting prices. They're going to have to do a lot more to bring these prices and payments down. They're throwing in the travertine floors, the granite countertops, the buy downs, all of this stuff, and it's not working as it once did. Check this out. Unsold inventories for sale at all stages of construction right now. You're looking at 493,000 houses. This is the highest since December of 2007. Here's the problem. Here's what we should all be worried about. It's stagflation, where you're going to be dealing with unemployment and inflation at the same time, and you're going to have a very stagnant economy. You're going to see, in my opinion, what we're seeing now, inventories of resale and new homes rising, and the amount of qualified buyers who can buy these homes is shrinking. Why is that? Well, inflation's going up, property insurance going up, taxes are going up, the cost of food is going up, health insurance is going up, all this stuff is going up, and people's wages are not keeping up with this. So they're having a very, very difficult time going out and buying a home right now. And so I think what we're going to see is inventories rising and prices continuing to come down. I don't think it's going to go any other way. This whole thing that they sold us that, there's just not enough homes. It's the inventory. It's the inventory. It's the inventory. It's not really the inventory. If you want to buy a home today, they're out there. And right now we're seeing inventory of new homes skyrocketing. And we're going to see existing homes skyrocket also, as more and more people are not going to be able to hang on to these second and third homes, these Airbnbs, the VRBOs. People get divorced, they sell, people lose jobs, the spouse loses a job, they have to sell homes. We have an aging population that is going to be downsizing. A lot of homes, a lot of existing homes are coming on the market, ladies and gentlemen, and something is going to have to give here. Either we're going to see mortgage rates go back down to 3%, which is not going to happen, or we're going to see sellers force to begin to really cut prices. Here's one today from The Hedge. The Fed is cutting, so why are mortgage rates going up? 10-year bond yield, by the way, as I make this video, 4.58%. It was 4.62% earlier this morning. The market knows inflation won't be near or anywhere near 2% this year, next year, and probably the year after. We are years away from getting inflation down to 2%. Bond investors see the rate cuts as a sign of weakening economic conditions. Stagnant economy, as we just talked about, high inflation. Expect mortgage rates to go up. I would seriously not be shocked to see them break 8% in 2025. We're over 7% right now. So would it really be that far out of the realm to see 8+% in 2025? Probably not. And that's if the wheels don't come off of something. If something doesn't hit us from left field. Bloomberg. And speaking of left field, speaking of a black swan, Finland, Estonia undersea power cable goes dark as Russian Shadow Fleet tanker investigated. The S-Link 2 electricity cable was disrupted on Christmas Day, and a crude oil tanker named Eagle S, part of Russia's dark fleet, is now under investigation. We need, as Americans, to be very, very alert. Could you imagine if your internet did not work, your phones didn't work, if you had no electricity? We are more fragile than most people can even imagine. The amount of cyber attacks that are hitting our agencies, our hospitals, our water treatment centers, our corporations, our military, every day this stuff is happening. And people just nonchalant, just go on with their life. We've got drones flying all over the place, God knows what else. But we are extremely vulnerable. And you have got to be prepared to be on your own if something happens. The help that you believe is coming is not going to come. You will be on your own. And so as we get closer to 2025, we probably need to speak more about some of the preparations, what we should be adding, and love to know your thoughts. Please comment down below on some of your maybe top 3, top 5 most important preparations that we should have in our homes right now or in our vehicles. I think it's very, very important to be very aware that we're going to see major cyber attacks, that we have the potential of seeing grids down, that we are now watching multiple wars around the globe, and it is a matter of time before something sparks right here on U.S. soil. And the American people have really been dumbed down, in my opinion, physically unfit, mentally unfit. We have half of our country on pharmaceuticals, half the country's obese, half the country believes, cartoons at this point. So they're not really prepared. And you're going to be dealing with some very, very unbalanced, disturbed people if the lights go out, ladies and gentlemen, if the internet goes down. People, if they cannot access this little thing that they're so addicted to, they're going to lose their minds. So be very, very careful and be prepared. Another one today. As Hollywood struggles, the region's economy feels the pain. Los Angeles. They're saying that now some of the people in the entertainment industry, behind the scenes, are now visiting food banks because they cannot afford to feed themselves. You have people now in the industry going to food banks. And as Hollywood crumbles, and it gets what it deserves, because when you get political, when you shove stuff down people's throat, when you have an agenda like Hollywood does, sooner or later, people just said enough is enough. They're sick and tired of the deviant type messages in these movies, the deviant behavior, the disgusting behavior, the vulgarity, the language, all this. The message, the agenda, they're sick of it. And so Hollywood made its bed, now it can sleep in it. And now Hollywood is crumbling, and I'm really happy that it is. God bless America. You get what you deserve. The people told you, we don't want this garbage. You kept making it, mass producing it, garbage movies, and now you're crumbling. And so everybody pays the price now. The caterers, the dry cleaners, the restaurant owners, the waiters, the florists. Everybody now is feeling the pain because of Hollywood crumbling. And Hollywood could have just listened to what people wanted, but they didn't. They wanted to push this agenda, the politics, the vulgarity, the Satanism, all that down your throat. And people just said, I'm going to go to something else. There's other choices out there, right? There's lots of different media out there now. And so Hollywood is crumbling. People are just sick of the garbage, and they're just not going to spend their money on this garbage anymore. Another article today, very, very interesting as we talk about what's happening around the world. Visualizing China's cobalt supply dominance by 2030. China refines 68% of the world's nickel, 40% of the world's copper, 59% of the world's lithium, and 73% of the world's cobalt, and it's continuing to expand its mining operations. Cobalt is a critical mineral for not just EV, but other industrial properties and military applications. We are not doing this. We are, again, very, very dependent on China. And you are living in a bubble if you don't think China is trying to become the world superpower, which they are doing. And really, economically now, they are the world superpower. They are dominating the world with everything that they're making, the mining. They're in other countries cutting deals, the massive military, the massive navy. And here's an article that came out today on the hedge. And this is, why we need to be extremely concerned and fearful of China. They're part of the BRICS nations. Let's not forget the amount. Nobody even knows the amount of gold that they really have, but they have more gold than anybody on planet Earth. China's 6th generation fighter, White Emperor, takes to skies ahead of Trump's second term. The diamond-shaped wingspan design is powered by 3 engines. I was watching a video of this plane. I don't even know if you call it a plane. It looks like it's not even from this world. One of their spokespeople over there in China, we have moved ahead of the U.S. in air dominance. Absolutely crazy video. If you go to the hedge, check this out. You'll see this plane flying, this 3-engine plane, diamond-shaped. It's really outrageous. It's crazy. But you look at the hypersonic missiles in Russia, the amount of nuclear power in Russia. You look at the Navy of China. Now you look at their air dominance with these diamond-shaped planes. It's concerning. We look at what do we have? The F-22 Raptor. It has had nothing but problems, major reliability issues. We don't know much yet about this new diamond-shaped plane that China has, but it is impressive. We need to be very, very concerned with what is going on over there. And I really think that we need to stand up to China economically. How do we do that? I think the only way we do it is we start making chips here, we make pharmaceuticals here, we start making literally everything right here in America. Because if we're not, we're going to continue to support China, who is dominating the world. And when you look at China, Russia, India, these major BRICS countries, I mean, they already have more than half the world population, more than half the world GDP, the biggest militaries, the biggest gold holders, the biggest banks. This is going to be a problem. And people can ignore it and think that it's not going to affect them. But they have a new world, ladies and gentlemen. They are coming up with a new world, a new financial system, new currencies. We need to be concerned about this, because if we lose our U.S. dollar dominance, America will be a third world country overnight. Speaking of a third world country, I will finish with this last article. Cops say that a customer was stabbed over a delivery tip. This happened in Florida. A delivery driver of a pizza place was angry because she only got a $2 tip on a $33 order of pizza and chicken wings. So allegedly, this woman, after work, she clocked out from the pizza restaurant, went back to the hotel where this family was staying that ordered the pizza, and she stabbed the female customer 14 times. By the way, the woman was pregnant. Stabbed 14 times. She's going to survive. What a miracle, thank God. But, I mean, this is absolute just insanity that somebody got a $2 tip and they were so angry they went back and they pull a blade out and they stick somebody 14 times who's pregnant because they didn't like their tip. People are willing to go this far, to this distance, over a tip. People are willing to go to prison their entire life. They're willing to take a life because maybe if she got a $10 tip or a $5 tip, it would have been okay, but a $2 tip, not. That's not okay. So 20% would have been, what, $6? So she would have got $6. Would that have prevented all this? I don't know. But this is pure insanity. What is happening, the amount of crime in this country, people are out of their minds. There's just pure evil walking around. And I'm going to remind every one of you, be training, be prepared, know how to take care of yourself, take care of your business. Have your head on a swivel, situational awareness, be careful. I mean, think about it. A pizza delivery driver almost took somebody's life over a tip. This is where we're at now in the United States of America. This is our society. And yet people go, oh, where's the collapse? You're seeing a societal collapse right now, and you've been in an economic collapse for years. I hope things turn around really, really soon, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if they will. I pray to God that they do. Comment down below on any of this stuff. Have a great day. Be safe. Take care. Talk to all of you very, very soon.